the Chantier des Gosses, the children's building site in English, was filmed in the old Marolles district in Brussels, a working class area right at the foot of the gigantic Palace of Justice. The film tells the story of a bunch of street urchins who play and meet at the wasteland in the middle of the neighborhood. When one day, building contractors and surveyors pop up to build a housing block there, the children decide to defend their turf. You can read more about the troublesome production history of the film and its director, Jean Harlez, in the text we've made available on sabzian.be. Shot on location between 1954 and 1956, with kids from the neighborhood, the Chantier des Gosses was received by a few journalists at the time as the first Belgian neo-realist film. It was made half a decade before the Belgian neo-realist masterpiece Déjà s'envole la fleur maigre by Paul Meyer, a good friend of Jean Harlez. That film uses the bodies and faces of non-professional actors to bring us the lives, as true and real as only fiction can do, of a group of kids, sons and daughters of Italian immigrants. It's not a story-driven film, but a work that attempts to catch the intensity of a specific place and landscape, that of the Borinage, the coal mining district in Wallonia, just as Harlez did with the Marolles. Harlez indeed called Vittorio De Sica's Bicycle Thieves one of the films that have profoundly marked him. It was this neo-realist classic that was brought up by the Belgian press at the time. De Sica, who often worked with children, shows the Italian capital without any of its famous monuments. The untrained actor who plays the father was an actual factory worker, and the young boy was found on the street while helping his real father sell flowers. Nevertheless, Bicycle Thieves was meticulously planned and prepared, without improvisation. Just as fascinating, however, is the synchronicity with what was happening in the United States at the time, with the new American cinema movement. The year before Harlez embarked upon the project of Le Chantier des Gosses, the film Little Fugitive was made by Ray Ashley, Maurice Engel and his wife and photographer Ruth Orkin. Often called the first independent film, Little Fugitive essentially portrays a summer playday as seen through a child's eyes. The lead character of Joey was played by a 7-year-old without any acting experience and who never appeared in any other film. Guided by a 2-page script, the film documents a Coney Island that does not exist anymore, nor does the dilapidated urban milieu of 1950s Brooklyn that plays itself. Engel and Orkin were trained at the Photo League, a cooperative of photographers who focused on social concerns. Little Fugitive was followed by other films that used participatory improvisations, such as The Exiles by Kent Mackenzie or On the Bowery by Lionel Rogosin, that further shaped the new American cinema. Le Chantier des Gosses presents a children's view on the destruction of a working-class area. Lionel Rogosin captured the Bowery before its gentrification. The Third Avenue elevated railway had already ceased running, but had not yet been torn down. Parallel to his fiction feature, Jean Harlez shot a documentary Les gens du quartier on the Marolles neighborhood and its traditional professions. In the same year, Kent Mackenzie first made a documentary on the Bunker Hill neighborhood in downtown LA, its elderly pensioners and community, before he filmed his landmark feature The Exiles there, over a period of 3.5 years on weekends and a shoestring budget. Already in 1956, Bunker Hill, now replaced by skyscrapers, was under very serious threat of total redevelopment and eradication. Mackenzie filmed it just after the area had been marked for demolition. Both Engel, Rogosin, Mackenzie and Jean Harlez cite the American docu-fiction pioneer Robert Flaherty as a direct influence, especially his 1948 film Louisiana Story. In the film, a young boy uses the Louisiana bayous as an idyllic playground. One day, an oil company shows up to drill for oil in the waters. It's a fictional story shot on location in the bayous of Louisiana, with local residents for actors. For Los Olvidados, Luis Buñuel also undertook months of research and explorations in the slums around Mexico City. He kept calling the film a documentary. His producer had suggested to do something with children in the slums of Mexico City after he had just seen Vittorio De Sica's Shoeshine, a film Buñuel also admired. Los Olvidados is a cruel look at the urban development programs of President Miguel Alemán, called Alemanismo or Alemanomics. Often looming in the background is the ghostly skeleton of the construction of a new high-rise. Buñuel actually wanted an orchestra with 100 musicians standing on that building site, but the producer imposed his veto. Le Chantier des Gosses also echoes a film that seemed to anticipate Italian neo-realism. Manuel de Oliveira's first feature, Aniki Bobo. Made mostly with children from his hometown Porto, the film is set in the Ribera district in the Old City and portrays a microcosm with its policeman and its strict school teacher. The space of the streets stands for freedom, imagination and desires. This anti-authoritarian film focuses on the kids' collective experience. Similar to Le Chantier des Gosses, one of the boys makes a deep fall, and some start to prefer a girl over the group of friends. Both films take us deep into the heart of a world of dreams, adventures and struggles. Have a good screening.